Philadelphia Eagles. Now, D-Bake, what's the vibe down there in South Jersey in the Philadelphia area down the Turnpike? What is going on right now? The Eagles are 2-2. Um, not awful, but not what I think a lot of Eagles fans expected. And if I'm correct, Jalen Hurts through the first 4 weeks has the most turnovers at the quarterback position in the NFL. Now,
Yes.
granted, they are banged up at wide receiver, but their defense could not stop Baker Mayfield last week. What's going on?
Not to mention that for the last 2 games we have been without our pro right tackle Lane Johnson, which has been huge. I feel like on offense, there's a lot going on, especially with the new coordinator, Kellen Moore. You got a lot more going on. Smith is out. Brown is out. Britton Covey, and a lesser name, but he started to get involved a lot in the offense against the Saints. He's out for 6 weeks. And you're just not getting the blocking on the offensive line that you're used to. Dickerson, I've been seeing reports of Dickerson struggling at the guard position, getting blown in, and you saw on the one or two fumbles against Tampa Bay that he got outplayed, pushed aside, and that forced Hurts to move to the right side away from his progression, and he wound up getting sacked and then fumbled the ball. It's just a lot of different things going between the blocking, the wide receiver game. You got Hurts holding on to the ball too long, and that forcing him to either fumble or throw a pick. The defense, I think a huge thing with the defense is you can't get pressure on the quarterback, which allows him to more time to go through his progressions, which takes a toll on the secondary. I still like what Quinyell Mitchell has shown as a rookie at the CB position. You're going to see more Cooper DeJean moving forward. Apparently, I think he's going to get the start at the nickel position over Maddox here. So you're going to see a little bit more youth. But big thing is protection, turnovers, and pressuring the quarterback. We need to do more of that. And that's why we're 2-2 here. Like, Hurts gets a lot of blame, but I think there's a lot of people to blame in that. And on top of that, coaching as well. A lot of people coming after Nick Sirianni, but he gave the play calling to Vic Fangio on defense, and he gave Kellen Moore on offense. So he gave everybody what they wanted there. That way he stays out of it, and they're still having those issues. So I think it's a big time to have a bye if you're the Eagles right now, to kind of try and see if you can sort through all the issues that you're having.
I completely agree with everything you said. Now, what are your opening impressions on Saquon through these first 4 weeks? Obviously, he's top 5 rusher in the league in terms of yards, and I'll be honest with you, he's still got it. He looks really good out there. He's playing behind a better offensive line. I know, they have issues here and there. Lane's hurt. Kelsey retired. Dickerson has been inconsistent, to say the least. But, man, let me tell you something. We always knew Saquon could do this, regardless of where he played. And he's showing it. And you know what? Good for him. Good for him.
And he's not, and this is him not even getting the ball as much as people expected to. And like he could see the ball more. I feel like maybe coming out of the bye, maybe you use him a little bit more than you did. Maybe instead of those 15 carries a game or roughly, or a little bit more that he's getting, maybe you up that a little bit more. Maybe you try and juice out a little bit more to take pressure off of the passing game, because we don't know what the condition, but we're more than likely going to get A.J. Brown back after the bye, but we don't know anything about Devontae Smith. And having a good running game there will help ease in the issues with the passing side of things. They maybe run the ball, would get the offensive line going. And he's doing a great job with his rushing attempts and whatnot. He's very effective there, creating holes. And then making something out of nothing. I've been very happy with him. He seems like a very positive guy, trying to get all the guys involved, trying to hype up the rookies, talking about everybody. He's just taking guys under his wing. Like I'm in love with the fact that Saquon Barkley is playing well. It's just that I want to see the whole team do it and not just one piece. So I want to see everybody play well. And it's going to take a while to get that fixed.
Yeah, look, a lot of former Giants on the Eagles, not just Saquon. Nick Gates, Jack Stoll, who was here for a cup of coffee, went back to Philly. Defensively, James Bradbury. So, like, there's guys that I think he's have Linval Joseph as well. Maybe I'm wrong. He might be a Cowboy.
He's a Cowboy now.
Okay.
He was on us, though.
Yes. So, a lot of former Giants out there. Now, looking into the forecast, D-Bake, your next 4 games after the bye, of course, week 6, home against the Browns, who possibly might be without Amari Cooper at that point if he's traded. At the Giants, week 7, unfortunately, I'll say it, the Eagles own the Giants. At the Bengals, we'll see what the Bengals look like in 3-4 weeks from now, but right now they're just 1-3. And then home against the Jaguars, the last team in the NFL without a win.
Sunday night game, too.
It's not looking too bad. All 4 of these games are very winnable. In fact, I think the Eagles should be favored by at least 6 points in all 4 of these games.
It's just a matter of if they can limit the turnovers and if we can actually get Hurts upright there. I feel like I said before, everything's affected him. Like he needs to improve his decision making, get the ball out faster. But you can easily ease that, like I said, with the running game. And these are teams that you can run on, get up early, smooth things out. It's just the big thing is it's always going to come back to the defense and the pressure and the quarterback here. You got to create pressure to take off the secondary so that you're not always in the backfield tired because they're just throwing the ball at you. You're not able to like all 3 sides because I feel like the linebackers are playing well. The secondary is doing well for what they can do. It's just that we need those DNs. Like we create next to nothing there. And I feel like this is a perfect chance in the next 4 weeks after the bye to get things right, create pressure, limit turnovers, and run the ball more.
Lastly here, you mentioned Nick Sirianni before. I know a lot of fans have their thoughts about him and how he's coached over the past year or so. How warm is it for him on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being scorching hot and 1 being, no, his job's not in jeopardy at all?
I got it at like a 5 or 6 right now. Because, like I said, he did give up play calling. So with on both sides, like he does well with the players, with the pep talk and getting them ready for games, being diligent enough. It's going to come down to how well the team does. And no matter what you do, if you lose and you have a team like that, it's no matter if you delegate like he has, you're always going to have the hot seat. But I think these next 4 games are going to really determine how hot it gets. If he goes 3-1, I think it cools down and you're like, okay, it was a slow start. And then they use the bye to make things correct. But if he goes in and he goes 1-3 or 2-2 and they don't look good, then it might move up to 7 or 8 because these are 4 teams that you should be able to beat or compete against. And then this is going to be a big section of your season. And then they're going to play better teams down the stretch. But in every year for any team, you got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. And then you got to try and compete against or beat the teams that are better than you to show that you're there for a reason. So